homies, I am teaching you how to make healthy homemade pizza. I use 0% fat-free Greek yogurt and Pillsbury self-rising flour. And self-rising to me just works a lot better. And using a Greek yogurt and making sure it's plain is also key because the regular yogurt wouldn't be too sticky. And if you're using Weight Watchers, this is about 8 points. And I used about a cup of flour, and I kind of just eyed it a little bit, but using a cup with this is just fine. Then I use a little bit of garlic powder just because I like a little garlicky bread or crust. And then I'm just gonna just mix it all together. It does take time, but it's really fast. It only takes about 2 or 3 minutes for it to all get mixed together and sticky. And so I did add a little bit more flour to it just because I needed a little bit of it. And you see right here, it's really starting to like stick together. Now I'm using the flour and I'm just putting it on my cutting board because the flour helps it not stick to the flour board, because this dough is like really sticky and to stick to your hands. And you basically just put it just like regular. And you can use a rolling pin, however I didn't have one available, so I just use my hand mostly for all of this. And the other important thing you need to do is also put flour on your hands, because if you don't put flour on your hands, it'll stick to your hands. So just remember, put flour on your cutting board and put flour on your hands before you take it out of the bowl, just to make sure it doesn't stick together. And basically you're just gonna like mold it together, just mold it hand in hand, just all together. And right now, remember to set your stove to about 390 degrees. And just put it together. And then I'm gonna break it into two, just so I can make two servings. But the whole thing is still worth only 8 points. So I'm basically just doing both sides so I can make two individual pizzas. And I'm mashing it together just to make a crust like, and just, this is where like the rolling pin would be nice to have, but I just didn't have it, so I just basically used my hand, and my hand did just as well. So then when I have both of them flattened out, I just put a aluminum foil above a cooking pan. Then I use some cooking spray just to make sure that my crust doesn't stick to the aluminum foil after I put it into the oven. And I'm just flattening the edges right now. I did use some can't believe it's not butter, and put it just on the sides, the edges of it, just so it can cook. And I got my stove at 390 degrees, and I put it in there, and I don't know how long I put it in there. I just made sure that when I took it out, it's not, I wouldn't say more than 10 to 15 minutes. And you see how the crust is. I didn't want to get the crust too done because I am going to put it back in there once I put the toppings on. So my toppings are the pizza sauce and mozzarella cheese. You can add other stuff, but that's just what I use. And if you see, I do use a scale at this point, because I want to make sure that I only put one serving of pizza sauce on each pizza just to keep it consistent and make sure I have the right amount of Weight Watchers points. And plus I like to use a scale just to know how much I'm putting on everything. And I also do that the same thing for the cheese and make sure I only put 1 serving of cheese on each pizza. And right here you can add your own toppings again, but I just like to use cheese, and you want to keep it in there just until the cheese melts. So after the cheese melts, you just take it out, and voila, you have a healthy version of pizza. You, like I said, you don't have to exclude stuff that you like just because you're on a diet. Oh, that crust. Oh, that crust looks so good. That crust, to me, this crust is just so delicious to me. And it's an up close view, and the crust came out completely nice in the pizza, and it is delicious. And I want to say thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and comment,